All right, kiddos. So today you need to take your assessment over the Declaration of Independence and specifically your ability to explain how the grievances relate to those Enlightenment philosophies of natural rights and social contract. So the first thing you need to do is you need to open up the Google Doc that we've been working off of. That's called the Declaration of Independence Assessment. It should have your name at the beginning of it. It's already shared with me, and so I'll be able to access all of those and grade them once you guys do it. So the first thing that I want you guys to make sure you look at is this rubric. This is what you're being graded on. So as you go through it and you're wondering what you need to do to get mastery, it's right here for you. You're just like you've been practicing in class. You explain the evidence, you connect the evidence back to the claim, and then you use some content in there and you make sure that you're using it as accurately as possible. No broad statements about how everyone was like this, and no really specific statements that you have totally made up. So you want to find that in-between spot as best you can. So your actual task is to scroll down. Note here too, this is on here, you've got a cheat sheet here. If you are not sure what social contract means, don't make it up. Your job right now is to prove to me that you can connect two ideas, not to pretend to know what something means. So if you are at all confused on natural rights or social contract, read these two things again. In fact, even if you're not confused, a smart thing to do, a responsible thing to do right now would be to read these before you even get started. Then you're going to scroll down all the way down to the list of grievances. Now, for the majority of you guys, I have chosen two that of the grievances that you could use and identified them for you. The first one, and you would highlight that and insert a comment over at the side, and that's the comment that you're going to work off of to include your explanation. So right here it says, he has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. So when they say he, they're talking about the king here. And they're talking about how he's refusing to, well, I don't want to tell you exactly what all it means. So if you need to look up what assent means, when it says he has refused to assent to laws, well, what does assent mean? Look it up if you need to. That could be a good example of social contract or the breaking of a social contract. And so you can use that one. You're going to highlight it, and then you're going to insert in the comment, and just like we were doing on the note cards, you're going to write that explanation. Connect that quote, or explain that evidence, what it's talking about, and then connect it back to the claim clearly. You might want to pause now and do that, or I can show you, or you can keep listening and see where the other quote is. If you keep scrolling down towards the bottom, one of the last quotes here, it says right here, he has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. I believe that this could be a good evidence for our founders believing in natural rights. Again, he here, they're talking about the government and parliament. And again, if you don't know what abdicated means, you can look that up. You're on a computer. So look that up, and again, just like you did on the note cards, but this time you're going to put it in the side here, you are going to include your explanation. If you hit submit, or if you were to save it, you can always go in and edit it by clicking those three arrows and hitting edit, and then you can go back in and keep changing it as you need to. That's the two things that you need to do in order for me to grade this. This needs to be done by Monday. So this should be a high priority for you on Friday and or over the weekend. For those of you, if you are not going to go for honors, then you can stop listening to me now. If you are interested in honors, then the first thing I would say to you is go back up to this rubric again and take a look at what it looks like to be in honors. It's a little bit different. It's not just that you're explaining the evidence, but you're also giving any other context that's going to help clarify. It's not just that you're connecting the evidence to the claim, but that you're actually making a good point when you're connecting that evidence to that claim, that you're actually propelling that claim forward. And then the expectation of accuracy is higher for honors. Finally, for honors, I expect you to be able to look through this and find 2 other grievances. So you need to find a grievance for social contract and natural rights that are not the ones that I have already picked. So you do not need to do, for example, if you're going for honors, you do not need to use this quote, and you do not need to do the side part for that quote. You need to look through all of the other grievances and try to pick a different quote that would represent social contract. And then the same thing with this other quote. You're not going to use the one that I've highlighted for everybody else and shown them. You're going to find a different one for natural contract. That's the added challenge for you for that honors level. Please come see me with any questions. If you don't finish this on Friday and you're working on it over the weekend, email me, jnrobert@mevsd.us, and I'm happy to get back to you there. Or if you have a Selly account, you can always Selly me, and I will be happy to help you out. All right? Good luck, guys.